Hello guys and welcome to What the Tech, a very special episode right here because I have been toying for the longest time about having somebody a bit more prominent within the industry. And yes, finally we have our very first prominent industry leader within the overall tech world, and this is none other than Mr. Matthew Ng, who is the head of mobile experience at Samsung Malaysia Electronics. Now, the reason why I call Matthew to come and join us over here, because we had a lot of very interesting news that is pertaining Agentic AI. Now, in case you have missed our video, we did a Agentic AI explain video to tell you all what is Agentic AI and how it's different compared to the traditional AI as well. So that's one of the reasons why we did that. And this is more like a follow-up that we have. And of course, there's no better person to give us a better explanation than none other than Mr. Matthew Ng. Mr. Matthew, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Welcome to the studio. And for today's episode, I want to talk about the overall theme that we have, Matthew, whereby we want to talk about smart devices, but not only about smart devices, because I honestly feel that having smart devices needs to transition itself towards going toward a better, smarter living per se. Because in the end of the day, the first question that I've always wanted to ask someone like you is that, we have smart homes, like our smart lights, our smart watches, our smartphones, and including smart TVs. But the question always remains, even now we are going into 2026, do you think that we are actually living smart at this point in time?
Well, I think we're actually getting there, and we have AI to thank for that. AI is no longer a tool that you use. Integrated into our smartphones. In fact, now it can do a lot more to respond to your commands. It actually understands your habits, your daily patterns, and somewhat it becomes a companion for your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
You can even leave your house with just your phone, and then it can control majority of the stuff in your home through with Samsung it's through smart things. So that's a little bit of a supposed smart living for you.
Yeah. The thing is that I honestly feel the reason why I actually asked the question is because nowadays, smart also fully relies on us being a bit more reactive, right? Because it actually requires us to do the extra step. Like if you want to turn off your AC with a smart device, you need to turn it off, as opposed to the device understanding that, oh, this room is getting a little more colder, that it needs to turn it off for a while. So what are your thoughts about how smart devices these days are a bit more reactive than becoming proactive?
Well, the fact that it's all connected,
Yeah.
working as one connected AI ecosystem, it can be your supposed GPS, your calendar,
Yeah.
your reminder to tell you that okay, you forgot to switch off your air conditioner in the room, and you should switch that off. So it will remind you of things, so you can stay on track and plan ahead. In fact. Smart living, technology becomes a lot proactive, personalized, and seamless. So it gets your whole day-to-day life becoming one smooth flow, rather than you have to I forgot this, I forgot that. So it's a future that we are building with the Samsung's AI ecosystem.
That's fantastic, because ultimately you all need to know that a true smart living should be totally seamless, very intuitive, and of course reduce the mental effort. Because what's the point of living smart without having a device that is really truly smart? So we just done a video about explaining Agentic AI. So that brings us to our second question, because Agentic AI is totally different, Matthew, compared to what AI is already available today, which is almost called the traditional AI, right? Like, for example, Google's Gemini, whether or not is even ChatGPT. So Agentic AI is a little more proactive than reactive. But is that a technology that we can say that we are close to using it in real life, Matthew?
Well, building on what we shared earlier, Agentic AI is what brings smart living to life. It is the next evolution of AI, where it learns your routine, gives you prompts or recommendations before you even realize that you need them.
Now, that's very interesting that you say that, because that almost sounds like now brief. So is that how this is going to be implemented specifically for Samsung devices?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm getting into, which is the Now Brief. Well, if you have back-to-back appointments, it can actually pull your calendar, match it with the maps, and tell you when to leave and how to get there so that you're on time. With Now Brief, it adds another layer of providing personalized insights from your calendar to the weather, energy score, and timely reminders like dinner plans. This is what you call Agentic AI, helping you to prioritize and optimize your day. We're basically refining the experience so AI feels natural, seamless, helpful, and proactive.
So one of the main things which I also realize as of late is that, you know how when you get a notification on the Galaxy Watch, when I'm actually speaking to my teammate Said or Lihud, and we are having a conversation about where we want to eat. And before I could even reply, there's like a sort of a reply that comes up. So is that like a sneak preview on what we can expect further?
Probably even way better than that,
Wow.
but that is a preview, yes.
As for the third question, I really need to know that a lot of people are a little more afraid when it comes to this particular thing, which is, of course, security. And of course, having this level of intelligence sounds very nice on paper and, of course, sounds very good from our day-to-day lives. Now, as a user of a Samsung phone, I never had that sort of anxiety because of the idea of having Knox security, like how I mentioned in our review. But from your perspective, like, you know, from the inside, how do you really ensure that security of this level when it comes to having the proper intelligence and the security, making sure that as users that we are secured?
Well, as AI becomes more proactive, trust isn't something that we claim, it is something that we prove. And that's why for more than a decade, Samsung Knox has been embedded defense-grade system platform built into every layer of the device. Knox also strengthens protection across our ecosystem with connected devices, continuously authenticating and monitoring one another. We want users to enjoy AI with peace of mind, knowing that their privacy and security are protected.
That's a very good point, because in the end of the day, one of the main things that I also mention about Agentic AI compared to your regular AI is the fact that it is all on device as well. And knowing the fact that Samsung Knox are very well versed in terms of having that, what are your main thoughts about how to tell people that this overall data is within the device as opposed to going up in the cloud, and why is this better than something like Google's Gemini and ChatGPT as well?
Well, the thing is, when data is processed locally, it doesn't get shared anywhere.
Yes.
There's near zero risk of it getting hacked and taken away from you.
Yeah.
And this has been how we've been activating our AI over the last 2-3 models that we've had. So it's something that's proven, and we've actually processed all data locally on the device, purely secured.
That's nice. Then as for the final question, or the fourth question of the day, is that I would love to know, because as a fan of smart home living, Matthew, can you give us your perspective? Like, what would smart living totally look like in 5 years from yours and, of course, Samsung's perspective? So what can you see in 5 years from Samsung's perspective?
Well, smart living in 5 years will steadily evolve with technology to subtly change your life in meaningful ways. AI will remain central to our strategy, supporting you in the background while you focus on building connections with people and engaging in activities that are meaningful to you. We are building towards a more unified and personal experience across our products, where AI is embedded across devices and works together as one connected system. We aim to create new possibilities for people and enable better ways of living at home, at work, or on the go.
That's lovely. Because I think the goal here is to also have the proper comfort. And of course, smartphones are the perfect place to actually have this. Now, there's a huge news about how agentic AI might be coming to a particular brand's devices. I don't mean to point finger, but that could be happening. So we'll stay tuned for that. And with that, we'd like to say thank you so much for joining us for this very special episode of What the Tech, where we have Mr. Matthew Ng once again to talk to us about smart devices to smart living, because ultimately we are in year 2026 and we need to live in a point of time where smart devices must work for us, not the other way around. And thank you so much for watching, and let us know if you have any questions to ask about Agentic AI, or you could check out our video of the Agentic AI Explain, which you can see it on the screen over here. Thank you guys, and we will see you guys in the next What the Tech episode.